We are making a Biba Bottoms original keychain diaper. And first steps that we have to do, of course, is cut out our fabrics. In this case, we're making a pocket diaper version of the keychain. And we are using some scraps of pull fabric, which is the polyurethane laminate. Not truly necessary for a keychain, obviously, but it adds to the realism here. And we're going to use a suede cloth inner.
Yes, Mommy.
So we've got our outer layer cut.
Yes, Mommy.
And we need to cut our inner layers. We're going to do a sham pocket style. I've got a young helper over here saying, yes, Mommy. No, Mommy. Yes, Mommy.
Yes, Mommy. No,
He really is a very good little helper.
Yes, Mommy. Super Eater. You came just in time. The prince is coming to play. Hooray!
Got our
How can you play with the prince?
inner layer here.
Well, I just simply let down my...
Of course, in this case, because it's going to be a sham pocket, we're going to literally just chop off a part of that bottom edge there. Doesn't have to be anywhere near as exact as a true, real, usable baby diaper would be. But we still want to give it a good little bit of an overlap.
Short. The prince can't climb up my short hair. I need long hair. What will I do? Cue the sparkle. Cue the music.
And for an insert for the inside of the diaper, because of course you can't have a pocket diaper without an insert to put into it, we're going to use a little bit of flannel and just cut a small square. You can either serge the edges or not. I generally do serge it with a little bit of a rolled hem, just so that if for some reason it winds up in the wash, which you never know, that it doesn't fray into nothing, but keeping in mind that you're not going to have, it's very small, so you're not going to, want to put it in the wash, because you probably lose it if you do. Josh, move that away. Okay, we've got our pieces cut out. We've also got a small strip, which is going to be the loop for our keychain diaper. It's where the keychain will go in. So we're going to go back in here now that I've got some thread in here and set this up nicely. We do want to have some tension on our foot there. And we're going to just start stitching. And of course, it's nice to have it perfect. You really need to make it as close to perfect as you can when you've got such a small project, because, every little problem, every little mistake is going to show up here. But there is, it comes a point where how perfect can it be? So we've got our little loop made, and our little loop is going to go right in at the back of the pocket diaper there, between the layers, and then we're going to just stitch over it. Okay, so we've got our little loop built in here. It is sticking into the inside of the little pocket diaper. We are going to want to have our needle down so that we can lift up and turn our corners nicely. Okay, we're continuing to sew right around the edge of this. And you are seeing from beginning to end of stitching one of these, it does not take very long. want to kind of try to make sure that all your edges are nice and turn very carefully here. And again, because we didn't pin this, you got to be careful to keep it nice and aligned. And you can see that it's coming a little bit off, but it'll be fine. So I'm not stitching super close to the edge either. This is a very small object, but really you don't want to stitch, any closer to the edge. Then, you can be sure to make sure where your edges are underneath. You've got 2 layers here, don't forget. And we're going to turn it around. We're stitching all the way around because this is a pocket style, so it's got an opening built in. If we were doing a fitted style, then we would be leaving an opening up at the top, but because we're doing the pocket style, we can kind of just make it quick and easy. Now we've got our little pocket diaper. Turn the wings in first. That generally makes it a little easier to get the rest of it in. And on something so small, I usually do a little bit of clipping, but it's not a huge amount of clipping. And honestly, overall, I would rather have it be a tiny bit bulky than have it wind up coming undone. So here we go, and we've got our wings all out. And we've got our diaper all turned. And I do like to do a top stitch on these little pocket diapers. They give it a little bit more of a finished look, especially since it's just, a little bit bulky on the edges. So that finished edge, by giving it, and we're going to top stitch as close to the edge as we can. And that means frequent lifting up of the presser foot and watching where we are, but it's worth it for a nice, pretty keychain diaper. And because we're stitching so close, this is not going to make it any harder to stuff. Also, we're just going to do a little bitty square of fabric for the stuffer, so it doesn't take much. This doesn't have to be actually absorbent. And we used a white thread here, but normally I would try to match the color. There is essentially our nice little pocket diaper. Itty bitty. We're going to put some snaps on there, and that'll be done. It'll just need its stuffer.